Now let's work on the profile page. First, we have this layout which is called profile layout. The same way we have the home layout. In the layout, I mean profile layout, we are having the profile page. In the profile page, we are having the profile component, this component. In the profile component, we are having the profile card, which is simple, just a card here, and the styling is this. Note it down and you can make this on your own. And also we are passing the current user from the profile layout to the profile card, as you see here, like this. We are passing it so that we can see our current profile name here. So I have been logged in with Nishant, the username. Let me log out. Okay, we cannot log out from here because we can log out, but the problem is we have to set the same thing that we have. Open the home page. We are having all of these checkings. So the same way we can do in the profile page. So let me do this. In the profile page, we have to do all of these. So we can just copy these items, paste it here, and import the React user state hook and the use effect hook and add it here. Then we need a state for loading. So let me also add it here like this. Then we need the navigate. So let me add it here as well. Okay. Then the use effect hook to check for the authentication every time the page mounts. Then we are having this. So let me just copy, return loading. If the loading is true, we will see the loader, else we will see the profile component like this. Now the thing is we have logged out. So now if you try to go back to the profile page, let's see what happens. We will be thrown back to the home page instantly. We cannot go back using this button as well. So now let me log in with the other account called Nishant s440@gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Click sign in. Okay, sign in, and we are on this page. Now we have to go to profile page. So add the route here, and you will see the name for the user called Nishant Kumar, just like we see it here. Now let's style all of the items in the profile card a little bit here. So this is a, let's say, an h4 tag or h3 tag. So make an h3. Wrap the current user.name in h3 tag, and we are getting the current user from this file. So if you open API firestore.api.com, sorry, JSX, we have this function called get current user, and from here we are getting the data. So if you save, and then it will see, we will have this here, the current username. So give the class name of user name. Now let me come over to the SSS file and give them a styling. So the font will be, font family will be, what was the name? System UI. So system UI. Now save and the font will be changed. Okay, let me check the font here. What font is this exactly? And all the other items. So the font color is this. So we can add it here like color like this. Weight 600 pixels, 600. The font weight 600. Font size 24 pixels. Okay, save this and let's see. We will get the Nishant Kumar text here, just like we have it here. Fine, but it has some margin from the edges, so we can just say, sorry, padding, add it here. So say 30 pixels, or 30 is too much, try 20. 20 is, I guess, fine. We have Nishant Kumar here. Now the next thing here we have is this title. So currently the title is not inside the profile page. So we need to add the title and all the other items in this page, in the profile page, in the Firestore database. So let me open this quickly. Okay, so it is opening. So let's wait for it for some time. So we have this users. which contains two users, this and this. So currently we have this user, and here we have to update the data like about and the location and the about section and all. Fine. So we can also add the email. So let me add p tag, and we can say current user dot email. Save this, and we will have the email here. Give this a class name of user email. Now save this. Okay, let me make E as capital and here N as capital. Now come over to here, change the name here as well, and this is the user email. So margin top will be minus 10 pixels, or we can just make it 15. Let's try, or 25. Okay, let's make it 20 initially. Yes, it looks fine. Let me use all of the items from here in here. Okay, font will be select 16 pixels, and we don't need the bold, so remove 600, and that looks fine. I mean, this is fine for us. Now let's add the other form fields. So first let me create one edit option here. So let me make a div first and make a button called, in this div, let's add a button, and this button will be called as edit. Now save this, and we will have the button here. Give this div a class name of edit btn. Now let me copy the class and come over here. Let's give this position of absolute. Now right will be 20 pixels. Okay, if it is happening, so we have to make the card as relative. So it sticks here. Yes, it's fine. So we have this. Okay. Now let's also just leave the button like this here for now. We will change the styling later. So let me make all of the items. Let's say background color as white. Okay, it's not working. Why? Okay, it's because we are having the class of this edit button on the div, not on the button. So let's target the button here. So we can say button and remove all of these items, and it will be here fine. But let's leave it for now. We will style it later because that's not the priority. Just we need to do, the one thing we can do is add a cursor as pointer, and if you hover this, the cursor will be changed to pointer. Now we need a form, so we can create a component here called profile edit. Let me add index.jsx and index.scss. In the JSX, make it a functional component like this. Make this as profile edit here. Let me import the styling file here, which is index.scss. Save, and now it's fine. Okay, now what to do is, when we click, one second. Yes, when we click the button, we need to show this component. So open the profile card and let me import the component here. So import profile edit from this, and let me create a state here. So use state like this. Now let me add a state called is edit, and set is edit equals to use state. Let's make it false because initially we will see this page, not the edit page. Now let's have a function, or not a function, let's just map it here on the button. So on click and just revert the state like this. Fine. Now what we can do is, okay, let me wrap this in a fragment and save this. Nothing will change. Now just store, like make the component here as, I mean make this as, what is it? What can we say? We can make it a conditional component. But wait a second. In the profile component, I think we should do it here, not in this page. So let me remove the state from here and add it here. I mean add the use state hook here, remove the state from here and this as well, and just add it here. Save them. Now let's add a function. So say const on edit, like this. Okay. In this function, I will set it like this. Set edit will be equal to, I mean, we will revert the state. Now pass the function on edit in this component. Save, and let me come to this component, and we are passing the current user and on edit. Okay. Just add it here and just add the function to this button. We can now import the component of profile edit in the profile component directly. So we can say import profile edit from here and then add one conditional rendering for the component. So here we will have, if profile edit is true, we will show the component for profile edit. Save. Okay. Also need to add colon. Fine. Now click edit. We will see the index which is from profile edit component. So just make it as profile edit to see the text. But here also let's add a button like this to go back. So just copy this and add it here in the profile edit. Okay, just replace it. Let me have the function as props, which is on edit. Then we have to pass this here as well, the on edit function. Now edit, and if you click this, we will be on that card page. Let's make this as go back. Fine, save, and let me refresh. Edit this, we will be on this page. Now let me also add the card here, which is called profile card. So we can reuse the class name. Yes, see, it's working. Fine. Now in this, let's add one input element or a few input elements. So we can say input. Okay, just add placeholder as name, because what if you want to change the name? Okay. Now others will be, let's say, what else we have? About. So about will be of the text area type. Okay. Now let's say we have name. Let's say headline that we see here, like this. Now save this and we will have the name and headline. Okay, let's put them outside this div, because this div is reserved for this go back button. We have name and headline. Now what else we have here? The location. So let's add this as well. Don't worry, we will style them later. So add location. Okay, then I think that's all. You can add other things as well. Let's add two more called company and college, and save this. Now come here and we will have 5 inputs. Let me wrap them in a div so that we can arrange them properly. Now in this div, give it a class name of profile edit inputs. Now come over to the file here in this SCSS and we can just say display flex. Okay, it's breaking. Why it is breaking? Profile card we have. Okay, let's do what? profile. Let me close this. We don't need it for now. Okay. Let's make it as grid. Okay, it's fine. Also, we need to give a top margin here. Let's say 40 pixels. Yes. Let me add some gap between them. So 20 pixels like this. We have name, headline, location, company, and college. Now let's style the inputs. So in each of the inputs, let's give it a class name of edit input. So just copy the class and paste it all over. Here, here, and here. Save them. Now copy the edit input class. Come here. And we can just say width, say 300 pixels. And think that's fine. Height, the 40 pixels. Also fine. Let's change the color. But I guess we already have an input. So let's get it from there. All the styles. So where is it? Let's say in the registered page, I guess. I mean component. Or the login component. So class name is the common input. So we can use this. So just copy common input and replace edit input here. Like this. Now let's check and save and see what happens. Okay. Currently the input is limited to, this common input is limited to this local file called login component. So we can move that into this component called main.scss so that we can access it from everywhere. This component. Or do we have other page for SAS? Okay. Let's try SAS login. Okay. Let's move it in the index.scss. And what is the problem? Undefined variable linked in blue 1. Okay, so let's check the login component SAS. And at the top, we will have all of these 3 items. So we can just add them here as also for now. Now we have name, headline, location, company, and college. Looking better. We can type inside it. Okay. Let's save. Okay, we don't need to save this. Fine. Now what to do is add the states here. So let me create a function. So say const get input, and in here let's receive a param called event, and let's add the event on all of them. So on change this, just simply add this on all of the events, inputs, like this. Now let's also add the name. For example, this is the name that we have. Then here we have headline. Then we have location. Then we have the company. Then we have the college. Like this. Now, when we type in the inputs, this function will run and we have to set them in a state. So let's say const input, edit inputs and set edit inputs, and should be small. So use state, it will be an object like this. Okay. Now in this method, let's create a variable called input, simple input, and in here we will store them like this. For example, let me just restructure the name and value properties. So let name comma value from event dot target. Fine. Now in this input we will have a curly bracket. Let's add the key name, which is name, and we will add the value like this. Now, if you console.log this input after typing, we will type the text here in the input and we will see our output in the console. Let's try this. Let's add my name called Nishant. Fine, it's being saved, and let's add headline called hello. But if we type in here in the second input, it will be overridden. It will override the first input. That is why we have the state. So we can set the state like this and also add the previous value, which is edit inputs. So we can append that using triple dots and it will be fine. Now let me just console this here and see what we get. So let me refresh. Go to the edit page. Let me add my name called Nishant. Okay, it's happening like this. Okay, I guess we don't have to use triple dots here. And then try. Let me refresh once more. Okay, fine. We have to use triple dots on both of them because they both are objects. Now it will work fine. Click edit. Nishant. In the second, let's add hello. And it's getting appended. Now all we have to do is send this data to the Firestore, like here. So then if we have the name as something, this will be overridden by the current name that we have. Fine. Now to do that, let me create a method here in this API page or the API file. So we can say export const edit profile like this, and just as we have, okay, we don't have it here. So let me add two properties from Firestore, which will be doc and update doc. Fine. So this edit profile, okay, we need a button also. So let me add it here. Button. So if let's say in the button, let's say save, we will have the button here. So let me get the styling for the button as well from the register component or login component. So we have it here, this button. Which button? This button. So just copy this, come to profile, edit, and add the class name and just rename this to save button. Now in this file, for this SCSS, let's add the save button and just add the class from login SCSS. Where is the login button? This. Just copy this entire thing and paste here. Wait, where is it? In this, is it here? Is it here? Yes, here it is. Fine, save this. LinkedIn Blue 2 is not defined. So also, can we get it from here? All the three colors. Save and save this as well. Okay, not this. Okay, what's the problem? Save button is not working. So the file edit, we have this. Okay, what is the main div called? It is profile card. Okay, we are doing it wrong. We can just place it outside. And now we have the save button here. So if we have a save button, let me make the card a little bit bigger. So make the width to auto and we will have this. Now the save button should be in the center. So we can make it text align center. Let's try this. We don't need this for now. Okay, we don't need the profile card for now. We only need these three things. Fine. Now let's try to make them in the center. But I guess we have to add a div here and add it here as well. Now this div will have a class name of centered I mean save button container or save container. Now let me add the class here. Do uh, display of flex justify content center, and it will be in the center. Perfect. Now the function we're creating here, edit profile, should be on this button. So, but first we need to create a function here as well. So say save profile data, or make it as update profile data, because we need to update it. Now update profile data will be handled on this button. So on click this, save this. Now let's have the ID of the user that we are currently on. So we will need it. So to get the ID, come to the profile component. So we are having the current user here, and let me pass it here as well to get the ID in the profile edit page. So just add current user ID. Okay, now let's try this. So save it and open the console. Now the button when clicked will show us the ID for this current. Okay, it's undefined. So just say current user and see what happens. Okay, we only have the, okay, we have this. Okay, we have user ID, not the ID. So each user here have an ID that I sent previously that we cannot see here. I mean, yes, it's here. So it will work like that. Okay, we are getting these two here. Okay, let me remove and save. Fine. Now click it again and you will see the ID here for this. Now we have to send the ID in the profile component. Sorry, here. So we can say user ID, capital ID in camel case. So first step to do that is to specify which user we have to edit. So we can say user to edit, which will be having a doc, and in the doc we will pass the reference, which is the user ref with the ID, and the ID is called this user ID. Now then we will call the update doc function, and then we will pass the user to edit with the data that we need. I mean the data we are editing. So let's just get the data or maybe payload and pass it here. Okay, then we can add all of these items like then and catch block and save it here. And if then is true, I mean if we have then we can throw a toast called updated. Okay, let me change this. I just noticed this document has been added successfully. Let's say post here. Now just add the same toast here and say profile has been updated successfully. Now all we need to do is call the function edit profile here and pass the current user ID in the data. So let's make the data first. So let's say let data, and in here let's pass, one second, we can just pass edit inputs. So we don't need this object. So we can just pass this edit inputs. So one second. First is the ID, then the payload. So we are doing it in reverse. First will be the ID. Wait. Yes, not reverse, it's fine. Now let me call the function here called edit profile. We can import edit profile from API folder and just run this. Okay. Now let me refresh the or clear the console and go back, click edit, let me add the name called, okay, the name is Nishant Kumar. So let's just add the name called Nishant. Let's add headline called hello, this is Nishant. Location, let's say Patna. This, let's say this. College, let's say VIT. Let me open the network tab to check the request. Click save, and document admin profile has been successfully updated. And if you check, all of the items has been changed. Like the name has been changed to Nishan, location, college, company, email, and address, headline. Now we can edit. We can add all of the items in the profile page. So this was the second email that we had. This has not been edited, so that's a good thing, I think. Fine. Okay, now one more thing more to do is, let's just send us back when we edit the profile. So we can just call on edit. Now we can try again. Let's say this time this should be Nishant Kumar again. Now click save, and we will be on the home page. Sorry, not the home page, the profile page. But what if we do this as await, and this as await as well? Then make it as async. Now let's try again. Click edit. Let me add the name called the same. Okay, if the name doesn't change, it will not change. Or if we don't fill the field, this will not change as well. So name is the same. The headline is Nishant Kumar, and just click up save here. Okay, now it's the same thing. Okay, the name is empty now. Okay, let me try once more. Click save. Okay, the problem is what? The name is edited. Okay, the name is empty. Let's add Nishant Kumar, and then click save. The name will be changed to Nishant Kumar. But if we click save again, okay, nothing will be edited. Fine. Okay, so that's working. Now come over to, okay, we don't need this. Come over to this second component called profile card, and let's add the other properties as well, like the headline, company, and all. So let's add the headline here after email. So we can just copy this and say headline or heading. Now in this CSS or SCSS, we can add it here. So where is the headline? Okay, not headline. Let's say user email. Just copy this and add it here. So we will have the same thing, but we don't need the same thing. We need something different. So add heading, and come over here, and let's check the styling for this. So we can just say here, font family is system UI, font size is 16px. Here, let me save and check the same thing we are having. Okay, let's make it as 20 pixels to make it bigger. But the key name will be username dot headline. Save, and this will be here. Okay, let me give this margin top of -20 as well, or 10. Yes, it's working. Okay, let me make this as bold. So font weight 400. Sorry, 600, not 400. Okay, this is, I think, fine, but the styling doesn't match this. So let me divert this back to 16px, and this has 400 pixels. The color will be this, and it will be fine. So I don't think we need to add the email because we already have the heading. Also, then we can remove this class, make the margin top as -20 or 25. Fine. So it's here. Fine. Now let me duplicate Okay, we can't do that now. Now we can do that. Nishant Kumar, and let me add this value here in the headline. Save, and we will see this. Fine. Now let's add the location here after the heading. So we can just say p current user dot location. Save. Now location will be this. Fine. Then on the right side we have the company and the college. So we can do it. But first, let me see this thing called this heading. This is on the 2 lines. So we can do that as well. So say width 200 pixels. And it's much less. So try 400. 400 is fine, I guess. Now on the right, okay, let's make it as 350. On the right, let's add these 2 things. Okay, we also need to decrease the line height. So what is the line height here? Line height is 20 pixels. So we can say line height 20 px. And it's fine. Now it looks much better. Now let me close this, and on the right we can add the other items. So let me wrap this in a div. Fine. In here, let's add one more div for the right items. But this div should be also wrapped in another div, in a parent div, so that we can make them side by side. So this div will have a class name of profile info. I think that's fine. Now come to the profile card, and let me add, we have profile card, then we have profile info. So we can add it here. Then we can set display flex for now. Okay, let me just add the items here. So what is the item that we need? The college and the company. So let me copy 2 tags and add it here. This will be what is it? The key name is college and company. So let's say this should be college and this should be company. Save them and we will see it here. Also, the problem is, let me add some class names. Okay, we don't need heading for now. Okay, save, and this will be on the right. Okay, so now display is flex, justify content will be space between, to make them on the right side. Also, let's add the class here called right info for the info on the right, and just copy this, add it here in the profile info, and we can say margin top 20 or 30 pixels. Yes, it's better. Fine. Let me now do what we have VIT and this name. Let me style this. So both of them have same styling. So we can just say p tag here and just add the same styling in the both. So the font is system UI as usual, where it is, and the color is the same. Okay, not the color is not the same, it's different. Font size is 15 pixels. Then weight is 600, font weight 600. Save them. Let's see, we have this and this on the right. Fine. Let me just change. Okay, just let me add some margin from the right as well. So margin right 30 pixels. Now it's better. Let me decrease the line height between them. Line height 24 pixels. Okay, that's fine, I guess. But that is on the par. Okay, with. I think it's fine. Let me get the proper name. We cannot copy this. Okay, it comes at the bottom if we click this, that we can implement later. Now let me edit it once more and add the company and college as this, and Vellore Institute of Technology. Now click save and we will see the two items here. So yes, we can decrease the height between them, and for that we need to make class names first. For example, this should be college and this should be company. Now in this p tag, okay, in this here, just replace the p tag with comma college, dot college and company, and we will have it here. But in the company, we need some margin top as negative, so we can add that to make it a little bit at the top. So add it here. Okay, too much. Let's try 15. Yes, it's better. Okay, the font size is too small, I guess. So let's try 16 here. Okay, or 15. 14 was. What if we remove this? Okay, it's better. Or just make it 30. Okay, 30 pixels. Not just 30. Okay, now it's fine, I guess. So our profile page is done. Fine. Okay, what if we make this as 20? Okay, it comes on the level with this. So if we make the width here for the right, the left card, let's decrease it. Not the card, the heading. So let's make it 320. I guess that's fine. So if we do this, okay, if we did this, we can replace the margin right 30 to 20 and make the margin top by 25. Okay, that's fine, I guess. So this is how we created an edit page in the profile. Now the next item we have here is the posts. So let me add the card for the posts. So which is post card, I guess, which contains, okay, not the post card, post update. 1 second. Okay, we need this block. So let me come to profile card and we have this div. Let me add it after this, and we need all statuses. So where it is coming from, it's a array. Okay, let me get the array. Create an array state here. Let me create it here. Now what to do is, okay, we need to import this posts card. Use state first we need to define. So let me do all the same things here. Use state and use memo defined. We need the post card. So also define that from this component. Save. Now what we have here is, okay, get unique ID, not this. Fire stored API. Let me get this. Use memo hook. Let me create it here, where I will set the status. Okay, get status is not defined, so let me also get it. Get status from fire store API file. We don't need post. Sorry, let me remove this. Fine. Now we can see the posts here, but the problem is, okay, let me get the post status main here, or even better, let me have a div, class here called profile, or just add the class here where it is post status main, and this will be on the center. But let's make this as profile status main, and we can just copy the class. But okay, let's leave it at that. Fine. So it's fine, but the problem here is we are seeing only we are seeing all the posts even when the post is not our. So we need to see only those posts which that we have made. So we have to filter through the data, which is all statuses, and we have to add one unique param called ID. Or let me check. So we have the, we don't have ID. Do we have ID here? No, we don't have ID. In the posts, we have the email. So we can use this email to check the post for us, only us. So here we have the email. In one user, Chandas440. Here we have another. In one post, we have one email, and in other post, we have another email. So we need the email, so we can get it from local storage, or we can just filter the data. So filter, let's say item, I mean the current item. So return only those posts where item.email or user email triple equals to our current email from local storage. So let me get it from here. I guess from here, like this. So where is it? We don't need the styling files. We have to add it here. Now save, and now let's see. We will see the only one post here called hello from Nishant Kumar. Fine. If you go to the home page, we will see both posts. But if we go to the profile page, we will see only the post that we have. Now let me log out and log in with the other account. Okay, what happens here is it is getting this pop-up is getting overridden by this card. So let me come over to this profile pop-up. So it's profile pop-up, and it is having, okay, let me have this pop-up card here. Okay, 1 second. Where did we add the styling for the position absolute? 1 second, let me check in the top bar. Yes, come to the top bar component. Where is it? Here. So we have this absolute and the position as well. So make z index as 99. Now it will be like this. Fine. If you click this, you will see this. Now let's log out. Log in with the other account called Nishant as 550.123@gmail.com. The password let's add. Sign in. We will have the card as before. Now let's go to the profile page. And it's loading. See, the thing is, we only have Nishant here, and the name is Nishant as by. But in that component, we had Nishant Kumar and something else. I mean, let's check the posts. We had the hello, but here we have by. Now let's add. Okay, let's leave it. It will work fine. Now log out again. Log in with my previous account that we used. So this. The password, sign in, and if you go to the profile page, we have this Nishant Kumar. Let me add one more status here called the profile page is done. Now click post and it will be here. Now let's try the profile page. And we will have this here, this post after this. Fine. Let's also create the link from here. I mean from the home page. So when we click the name from here, we should be on that profile, on the person's profile. So where is the home? Where is this component? Okay, we have this common. In the common we have profile card. No, not profile card. Posts update card, I think. Yes. Or this. Yes, we have this. So when we click the username, okay, in the name, let me add stylings here. So where is the name? Let's say text decoration underline. Now the name will be underlined. So add the cursor as pointer. Save, and we will have the pointer cursor. Let's change the color of this to blue, bluish color, or purple. Purple is not looking great. So try this. Okay, I think that's fine. We can make it larger because it's very big, small, very small. Yes, now it's fine. Now the thing is, when we click this button, not the button, I mean the name, we should be on the profile page. So let me create a function or a common function. So in the page, in this file called helpers, let's say open profile. But wait, okay, the problem will be we won't be able to use the route there because I don't know why. So better to do it here. So let me import the use navigate hook and create let navigate equals to use navigate. Now on this click of the name, we will have on click, and then we can just say navigate to the profile page. So we can say slash profile. So let's check the profile page. Let me close this profile card. So here, profile card. Okay, what is the page? It's not profile card, it's profile component. Yes. So here we are having current user get passed through. And if we are having this current user, we can also get the current user here. So, okay, 1 second. Okay, we are having the route. So just try this first and see what happens. Now click Nishant Kumar and you will see nothing. So if you open the console, let's see what we are having. We are having this object. Okay. But we don't see anything. So if you refresh, and then we can see it. So, okay, wait, let me think for a second. So that problem has been solved. We have two posts here, post 1 and post 2. One from Nishant Kumar and one from Nishant 2. If you click Nishant Kumar, we will be on this page and the posts of Nishant Kumar will show up. If you click Nishant 2, the posts of Nishant 2 will show up with the data here. If you click profile page here, the current profile that we are on will show up. So let me tell you how I did that. First of all, we have this name and it is rendering the username like this. So when we are clicking this name like Nishant Kumar, we are sending us to the profile page with the current ID and the current email. Fine. So let's now come to the profile page, which is profile card here. So here we are getting the data from use location hook from React Router DOM in location. So it contains our ID and email that we were sending previously. Then now we have two new functions from Firestore API. So let me show you. So these functions are called get single status. Okay, wait a second. This name get single status and get single user. And in these two functions, we are using query from Firebase Firestore. And let me show you, we are importing query and where like this. Now let me come back to this get single status and get single user. So these two are receiving the ID. In the single status, we're getting the ID. And in the single user, we're getting the email that we were receiving from location hook. from React router. Then we are passing the ID in this query. I mean, basically we're checking if the user ID for the post is equal to the ID of the current post, like this. Meanwhile, also when we sign up, we will have the ID stored here. So let me show you this ID, user ID, which is a string. So when we are making a post, this ID will be stored inside the post. So we are on Nishant 2. We have this ID called 57A9. Now come here to post and check this post. Here the ID is user ID is 57A9 whatever, and the post is here. I mean, whenever we make a post by a user, we will store the ID of the user in the post. That's what this is. I mean, we are comparing the user ID with the ID. So if it matches, only then we will get the single status. So the single status in this function, we are passing set all status, this state. And the same way we have get single user. To get the single user from this, so we have the email filter here as query. So in this we are having the email. So let me show you. Both users have an email. So when we click the list here, I mean this option here, the ID of the post and the email of the user is getting passed here in this component. And furthermore, we're passing the ID and email to the function so that we can filter it out and show only those posts that we clicked upon. I mean the data and the user name. For example, if you click Nishant Kumar here, we will see Nishant Kumar and all of these things and the post details also. If you click Nishant 2, we will see this, but we don't see headlines and all because in this second user, we are not having these items. Fine. So that was how I did that. Fine. So also here we are having the few checks. So the data that we are getting from the current user, we are checking. So if the data that we are clicking in, for example, what I mean is this current data we have here, current profile is empty when we click this button. So let me show you why. Because in that case, we are not passing any IDs. So if you now open the console and click this profile, this will be an empty object. But you go from here to this page, we will have this data. So that's why we are checking here. So if this current profile dot length, we are converting it to an array. If it is 0, it means the object is empty. In that case, we will show this current user email or name or heading and all from here. Or else we will show the current profile when we are getting from here. So that's how we did it. I have added one key here also called user ID, which is having the unique ID from here. So whenever you register, you will have the user ID from here that we will need later.